I've got some deeper, or I should say more analytical slash retrospective videos on the Batman Arkham series coming up over the following weeks. Now that said, I did want to hit you with something that is time sensitive. Batman Arkham has always been a staple of this channel, just like superheroes have. These are games that matter a ton to me. They let me meet my friends. Two of my best friends in the world I met through this series, or at least partially through this series. T I met in study hall through our love of Batman, and Nate, actually one of the first things we did as friends was played through Batman Arkham City. My wife actually found me through my Arkham videos. So this is a series that is extremely near and dear to my heart. When I have a bad take on this series, trust me, that bad take, as stupid as it might be, still comes from the soul. That said, this is the perfect time to support the Batman Arkham series if you want to see more in the future. Mega streamer Cenat has been playing through the Arkham series. Now you might say, who is this? I don't know who this is. Or you might say, I don't watch streamers, whatever. Not the point. The point is that this is someone who is getting millions of eyes, millions of fresh eyes and veteran fans back on this series. Now that's not where it stops though. While WB was not actually involved in the production of this live stream marathon or multi-live stream marathons, he pretty much played through the 4 core Arkham games of Asylum, Origin, City, Night. But even though WB is not involved, these games have gone on sale pretty much everywhere. And this is for a very limited time. So we're going to talk about this for a couple minutes, but I do have a question of the day for you, which genuinely is, can you think of an example maybe of someone reviving a franchise or bringing new eyes to it that was positive and beneficial? For me, the biggest one I can think of is PewDiePie, actually, with Skate 3. Kind of revived that game. I believe they started printing even more physical discs of it at the time that he covered it. It pushed a lot of copies. So I think a lot of people do underestimate sometimes the amount of sway that big streamers, big YouTubers, big content creators in general have over things. I don't consider myself in that camp. I'm a pretty small YouTuber when it comes down to it. I very much appreciate the people who watch this channel, and all my channels, which are in the description down below. It means a lot to me, but I am a very, very small person compared to the reach of someone like Cenat. Now that said, he is one of the most popular streamers in the entire world, and he put a lot of effort into drawing attention back to these games. Even having bat suits that he was wearing, customizing his set into Wayne Manor. I mean, the dude, when it comes to streaming, he's pretty much a legend, but also when it comes to the effort that he goes to in terms of actually production quality, it's really crazy. He does it literally like the way that you would see an old TV show where they do a set themed around something that they're talking about. And I find that pretty cool. That said, all of these games are on sale for a very limited time in different places. I'll leave some descriptions down below if you want to see the actual specific dates. But that said, right now, the Batman Arkham Collection is just $9 on the Microsoft Store, at least in the US, and in Steam. So this is 85% off of the typical $60 list price. So that's $51 off for all of these. Now the Steam sale lasts until February 26th. What I can't personally tell about is the Microsoft sale. When I'm recording this, which is about 2:30 in the morning on February 25th, it's still on sale right now. But that said, they said online that it was going to end on the 24th. So I'm not really sure what's going on with the Microsoft Store sale, but right now it's that same very, very cheap price. But PlayStation players, there's even a better deal for these games, which is literally just $5.99, so $6 USD, which is 90% off, which apparently ends on February 27th. Now you might wonder, well, Jay, what do you get out of talking about this? You're not earning commission on these sales, you know, this isn't doing anything for you. You're right. Personally, I prefer physical games when I can get them. Not that I don't own digital games, I just prefer physical. Now that said, I do actually earn a commission on another thing, which is our Amazon lists. I have a DC Superheroes one. You can check out in the description and top comment down below if you buy something. I do earn through that. When it comes to this though, one thing that I get out of this is the understanding that if we are going to get more of these games, despite the fact I want to see other heroes, you know, despite the fact I'm pissed off about the Flash game being canceled, I want to see a Superman game, all these different things that a lot of you do too. If we ever want to see something though on the creative quality of Arkham, it has to be supported. And unfortunately, the support from years ago, while it does matter, is not the same as support right now. We are in a world that is dominated by live service, dominated by online only, dominated by all of these different games as a service things. And I think sometimes that's okay. Sometimes there are fun games that exist that are part of games as a service or live service, and I enjoy some of those. But what WB needs to see is that that is not the only path forward for gaming. And I do think in some ways they're seeing that. I do think in some ways they're seeing that when they have things like Suicide Squad completely fall off a cliff for sales numbers and player count, and it just got lambasted. I do think they're seeing that when they have multiverses essentially fail and get shut down. Something that I figured would happen, but no one listened to that back when I said it. People got very mad about that, but when I looked at that game, I was kind of like, this is just not as good Smash Bros. With WB characters. I don't really know if this is going to last if you don't have some kind of really good plan for it, and you don't have some kind of complete game that you're going to keep bringing back people to, which I don't think they did a very good job of, and of course it's going away. And then you have things like how WB does learn their lessons in the wrong way all the time. All the time they're learning the wrong lesson. And at some point I almost feel like it's just stubbornness. But you even look at the whole thing around the Flash game, which was reportedly canceled because Ezra Miller's Flash movie didn't do well enough. This is WB. All they really understand is money. A lot of times they don't understand why the money is coming from what it's coming from. They don't understand what the correlation is. But if something does really well, they understood that they should keep making it, right? There are all these rumors right now around Arkham. There are all these rumors right now, and I guess there have been for years, but there are all these rumors around Arkham and the fact that, you know, they might be doing a Batman Beyond game. I don't really believe it until I see it, but that's out there. There are rumors of them doing all kinds of stuff, coming back to this series. There was a comment the other day regarding James Gunn that essentially he was speaking to NetherRealm Studios and even WB Games, Rocksteady, these different groups, about doing more for DC. So it's not that DC games are dead, but I do think that they were looking at the success of certain things, and instead of incorporating themselves into that thing and then doing what they're good at, right? Instead of doing something like Fortnite, where I like Fortnite and I enjoy it, not every season, but I do enjoy it. Instead of incorporating themselves in there as some skins and then continuing to do these story-based superhero games and things like that, where they can make money off of, you know, selling these assets to people who enjoy them in the game, but then also their teams can focus on the thing they're good at. Instead, what they did for a very long time was they pulled themselves pretty much out of that game. I don't know if you remember, there was a content drought where they were out forever. But as soon as Suicide Squad died and just crashed and burned, and as soon as, of course, Multiverses was announced to be shutting down, literally that week, DC characters were back in Fortnite. And you know why? Because they understand money. You might not like Fortnite, even though I do, but they understand money. They understand, well, we should be exposing these characters to people who play this game. We should be making money off of that. And then we should really be doing what we're good at. That's what they should have been doing the whole time. You know, you can make your skins for stuff, you can do things like that, but then keep doing what you're good at. It doesn't have to just be Arkham. I'd love to see more narrative-based superhero games, but I would definitely take more Arkham games too. This is a very special franchise to me. It's very important. And so while it's on sale, I do genuinely think it's important for people, if they enjoy the series and if they're in a position to support it. I'm not saying that in the way of this company needs your money. Like, if you need your money more than this company, don't be throwing your money away. That's not my point. But my point is that while these are on sale for the next few days on various different, you know, services, and while you have someone out there drawing more and more and more attention to it, and there's going to be eyes on it from executives all the way down to the average video game enjoyer, I think that's the perfect opportunity for people to actually show some support for this game. You know, and even if you don't want to buy it, like, even if you're like, I already own a disc of this, I don't want to pay for it again, they don't need my money, which I totally understand the position of, you know, just even saying good things about it, driving up engagement on videos that talk about it, whether it's my channel or other ones, seriously, you know, getting those things more popular, driving up engagement on social media, talking about the things you love from that series, the things that mattered to you, getting people to see that. Those are also things that are very important that I think will draw positive attention to this series of games that were very special to a lot of us and still are to this day. Now, do I want them to just make 100 of them and milk it and make bad games? No, absolutely not. But I do believe that there are more stories to be told around pretty much all of these characters, especially in the video game medium. Good stories to be told around superheroes. It's something I believe in, and when it comes down to it, I think it's important to show support to something that you believe in if you're in a position to do so. But that said, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I did already tell you the things that do help support and benefit this channel. If you want to use our Fortnite code, if you want to check out our Amazon link of stuff, DC, we got Marvel lists, all kinds of stuff. That stuff helps us out. We have our own store, CosmoBunny.shop, where we make coasters, keychains, trays, and more out of recycled paper from comics, manga, magazines, etc. These books are damaged, unable to be sold. Salvage the stuff that is savable, turn it into transformative art through a new medium, and we recycle the rest. So there are things you can do to help support this channel. If you enjoy my Yap session, I've got all kinds of videos here, do tons of variety, and I have a bunch of other channels in the description below. A little off-the-cuff random one that you might be interested in if you made it to this point. I've recently been talking about one of my favorite anime of all time, Fullmetal Alchemist, over on our other channel, Magical Jill, where we talk about anime and manga and stuff like that. I appreciate you. I hope you have a fantastic day. And as always, everyone, stay shui.